Hey guys, Ben again. Been busy. Doing these job applications. Fun. Another day in paradise, right? so, yeah, I got all that too. A lot of special stuff. Anyway, this video will be on energy transfer, work, and otherwise. People often are saying, when you talk to somebody, and actually many people I can point out this correction to, is that they say that light is the building blocks of all things. I would contend to say otherwise, that is simply energy, and that light is simply state of energy and not the other way around. Although the misconception often comes from the biblical term, let there be light, and then therefore everything else is built from light, blah, blah, blah. It's a good way of converting people and giving an alternative idea on it. Although it's very good, it's great, I would have to contend the term, for me, is more properly energy, not light. And otherwise, light is very important, it is a very good state of energy, and it transfers higher frequency, it's above everything else, blah, 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 goes on from there. But I would have to say that energy is the proper term, not to offend anyone, but just the way it goes, man. Everyone's got their own opinion, so, also within energy, so we can if you guys are more comfortable with the term light, then you can just substitute everything and say that energy is, and light would be light power or light energy, or whatever else you want to put in. But substitute that. With energy work, everyone has a natural ability to do so. It's just kind of the way that we work. Astral projection, astral travel is all about simply transferring your natural energy, your natural state from yourself out to other places. So it's going from point A to point B. Energy is the stuff of everything is. If you can learn to transfer energy, then literally time and space has no meaning whatsoever, because then you're existing on multiple different dimensions. You're existing on a higher dimension, which would mean fifth and sixth dimension. This is putting physics terms, got it? Love it. Existing on that dimensional frequency above our own, which then means that space has no meaning. It simply is. You simply, as one would say, in a wrinkle in time, this is our universe. Instead of going across it, you simply go there. Perform it. Which is partly an interesting thing. Also, another idea that I found was very interesting. And this is kind of as one might say, a truly idea that it was done by Futurama. Very good idea. I'm not bringing this to light. Their spaceship moves, and its propulsion system is by the universe moving around them. Now, that's kind of an interesting idea, because it's kind of proving, I guess it was a metaphor for how lazy our human race has become, that our spaceships have the rest of the universe move around them instead of the spaceship. So, but let's put it in a physics perspective. For any of you guys that are into physics, which I hope at least some of you have a basic understanding of it, what if the universe was moving around it? What if that were actually a means of propulsion that was different, simply moving within the energies itself? We're just doing the wrinkle in time thing, where you just right through space and time. Moving things on an electrical scale. Literally, the rest of the universe could move around you, move away from you, when you are rather than otherwise. If the universe is expanding, what if we took our matter, we energized it, and we put essentially a stop button on us, and the universe just moved away from us? Literally, the planets were moving away at the speed of the universe. What if that was a means of propulsion? It's an interesting idea. It's a conceptual idea, simply as that. Talked to a good friend of mine on it, so I'm not going to claim the idea as original. I'm actually claiming it from Futurama, technically. But the means by which it could work, just kind of a interesting thing, putting yourself in perspective. And I'm getting off topic. So, energy is the building blocks for everything. Literally, this is energy. Pure energy. Pure energy compacting against my skin and maybe even hurting myself. Well, not really, but the signals that register me hating myself right now, that's actually energy passed by the nerves, goes up, nervous system, into my brain, says, hello, you're hitting yourself, hello, you're hitting yourself, enjoy. Madness, it's repeating the same thing, expecting a different outcome. Quote by Einstein, I believe. Love that guy. But, the energy is everything it is, and you want to do a solid from a solid to a liquid state. That actually would be simply a form of frequency. Now, what is frequency now? We'll discuss that one. Frequency would be alteration of energy itself. It is an alteration of energy. It is changing itself. So in other words, going from a liquid to a solid, that can actually be done by a frequency system versus not just being a heat system, theoretically. So if you got a right sound, you hit the right frequency, literally this piece of metal, even at this temperature, would become a liquid. I believe microwaves do something similar. They put out a certain frequency, which then heats up things, causes them to move faster, jiggle, 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 and then that causes heat, which would be frequency form. So essentially what then becomes known as heat is actually a frequency change. And that when you have a frequency change, then it alters. Are you guys following me at all? Okay. It's like you pick a note on a guitar, and then you pick a second note on the guitar and they mix. Now, when they mix, they make a different sound, which basically gives you your state that you're at. So in other words, I touch this table, it's slightly, actually this one's warmer than me, slightly warmer than what I'm actually at. These are the two frequencies combining. Now the frequency combines, which then makes the state of my hand and the part on the table I'm touching become equal in temperature, or close to equal in temperature. This then causes the frequency to become exactly the same. Instead of harmonic, different frequencies, same frequency. Which then, that causes you to be hot or cold or whatever else. Heat is actually transferred. Heat was done by, is moving it. So in other words, heat moves. Heat essentially is a frequency. In other words, your note is becoming higher. It's moving a lot faster. So then it actually moves outwards instead of inwards. And actually, when you open up a door, let's say you're going into like a refrigerator or freezer, for example. You open up the door and you're going to be bombarded by cold, right? You feel like all the cold's coming into you. Actually, it's the opposite. It's all the heat from you is leaving into the cold. It's simply a change of frequency because kind of, if you want to do it this way, it's kind of like the sound is going into that. It's pushing into that. Things that hold in sound and heat actually work very well together, believe it or not. It's very odd because then that means that essentially in our physical realm, in our physical world, literally we are bombarded by sound energy than anything else. And that realistically similar things that affect different changes, for example sound or with heat or other things, tend to be more receptive to or deceptive to other things. For example, metal transfers energy fast. Also doesn't do a very good job of holding in sound, usually, unless it's very thick, but then it just kind of spreads out energy. But essentially, it transfers energy. It also transfers heat and cold energy really easily. You touch something that's metal, and you're going to start feeling the difference of heat and temperature very quickly, very effectively. This is also within harmonics, I believe sound resonates through metals a lot easier than other things too. It's very interesting because these are all very similar sources, very conductive or deductive sources. They are very similar with sound, heat, energy, and otherwise. So essentially all energy, and also metals tend to be very reflective, which means that they kind of bounce off light out there. That's another thing to consider. But everything that is energy related, essentially is energy related, within light, heat, sound, harmonics, whatever else, is all related and all very, very similar things. Now, they don't exactly react in the same way, and some things for sound, for example, would be better for heat or otherwise, they're conductive or deductive or otherwise affected by it. All play a part, but they're all very similar, and they all have very similar effects. Now, what might also be playing a part of it, too, is certain things affect frequency-wise are more in tune. So, in other words, like, let's say certain metals are more conductive, which means they get more energy out of it, comparative to something that would be heat transfer. So, we'll say, like, for example, this one would probably, if I was hooked up an electric wire, would literally shock the crap out of me right now. Where comparative to where if I was playing outside, I wouldn't get stuck to the metal as easily. I would lick it and then get stuck. It would take a little bit of time for that to happen. But that's also because it's releasing all the energy out from it, which is very interesting. Everything is all energy. It's all just different states of energy. Everything that's physical is actually a form of energy, just different states. So, and I'm trying to work on some ideas within that system of, okay, certain things absorb energy better than others. Is the atomic and the molecular structure have more space to accept this energy? I'm going to start doing some research on that and seeing if that plays a part to it. It's kind of a side note. It's not really getting on my time theory thing, which I've been working on for months. Mind you, I need to sit in on some physics classes, but I got time to do that. So anyway, peace, love, and happiness, man. That's the way it goes. Alright, see ya.